The year was 1998. Sierra Leone was in chaos, torn apart by a brutal civil war. The RUF rebels controlled diamond mines, selling blood diamonds to fund their violence. The government in Freetown was desperate, pleading for weapons and support as the rebels closed in. Meanwhile, Russia faced its own crisis. Its economy in shambles, its military stockpiles gathering dust. Russia needed cash. Sierra Leone needed arms. The two countries, worlds apart, were about to collide out of mutual desperation. In Freetown, President Kaba's government was running out of time and options. In Moscow, officials scoured the globe for buyers of surplus weapons. Traditional arms markets were closed off, so Russia looked to conflict zones like Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone had diamonds, Russia had weapons. Both sides saw an opportunity, a deal that could change the course of the war and their futures. The stage was set for an extraordinary transaction born from crisis and ambition. Two nations, one seeking survival, the other relevance, were about to make history. The world watched, but few understood the stakes. This was not just about diamonds or guns. It was about the fate of a nation and the ambitions of a fading superpower. The collision was inevitable. The diamonds for dust deal was about to begin. The deal didn't start with diplomats, but with a shadowy Russian arms dealer, Viktor Anatoliev. He saw Sierra Leone's desperation and Russia's need for cash, and moved quickly. Quiet meetings in Europe led to a bold offer. Not just guns, but helicopters, armored vehicles, and Russian military advisors. For Sierra Leone, it was a lifeline. For Russia, a chance to turn old weapons into hard currency and future influence. The proposal was risky. Dealing with Russia could alienate Western allies. But the government was out of options. Negotiations moved forward in secret. Sierra Leone's goal: break the RUF's grip on the diamond fields and survive. Russia's goal: cash now, mining rights later, and a foothold in West Africa. The deal was unconventional, but both sides were driven by necessity. The promise of advanced weaponry outweighed the risks. The world's attention was elsewhere, but in back rooms, history was being made. The fate of Sierra Leone's diamonds and its people hung in the balance. The deal was set in motion. In early 1999, the Diamonds for Dust deal was signed. Russia would send helicopters, armored vehicles, and rifles in exchange for exclusive mining rights in Sierra Leone's diamond-rich regions. The payment, not cash, but a 25-year concession to a Russo-Sierra Leonean mining consortium. Sierra Leone gambled its future wealth for a shot at peace. Russia traded aging weapons for a stake in Africa's resources. Russian advisors and surveyors arrived, embedding Moscow's influence on the ground. Both sides took a risk. If Sierra Leone lost, Russia's mining rights were worthless. If Russia's equipment failed, Sierra Leone lost everything. The deal was a high-stakes bet on the outcome of a brutal war. It was more than business. It was a wager on the future of a nation. The world would soon see the consequences. Russian helicopters arrived in Freetown, boosting morale and giving the army new firepower. The government launched Operation Clean Sweep, reclaiming lost ground from the RUF. But problems emerged fast. Much of the equipment was old and unreliable. Maintenance was a nightmare. Spare parts were scarce. Russian advisors clashed with local troops and trust broke down. Then, the British intervened, sending troops and support. Suddenly, Sierra Leone had new options and began questioning the Russian deal. The mining consortium struggled as instability continued and government scrutiny increased. The quick victory never came. The conflict grew more complicated. Russia's influence faded as Western powers took center stage. The Diamonds for Dust deal was caught in a web of shifting alliances. The gamble had unexpected costs for both sides. The Diamonds for Dust deal was never fully realized. The war ended in 2002 thanks to British and UN intervention. Russia's mining consortium faced legal battles and lost its grip on the diamond fields. The deal became a cautionary tale: trading resources for security can backfire. It exposed the dangers of desperation and the risks of dealing with opportunistic partners. The world took notice, and scrutiny of such deals increased. The story became a symbol of post-Cold War chaos, where weapons, resources, and power collided. Sierra Leone survived, but at a cost. Russia's gamble failed to pay off. The lesson endures. In war and peace, there are no easy bargains. The legacy of Diamonds for Dust is a warning for all.